Wojak did everything right. He got the degree, he wore the cap and gown, he shook hands with people who told him the future was bright. And on the stage, the technology people told his class not to be afraid. AI was a tool. AI was an opportunity. AI was the rocket ship. But the graduates could feel something was wrong. At the University of Arizona, former Google CEO Eric Schmidt was booed after speaking about AI at commencement. AP reported this was part of a broader pattern. Students pushing back against AI pep talks because they see AI as a threat to their job prospects. That is the first warning. The kids were not booing the future because they hate technology. They were booing because they could smell the deal. They spent 4 years being told not to use AI to do the work. Then at graduation, the people on stage told them AI was about to change every profession. That is not inspiration. That is a punchline. Then Wojak gets hired. First real job, real badge, real laptop, real salary, real Slack channels, real manager saying things like, "Excited to have you on board. For a little while it feels like he made it. He is not rich, he is not powerful, but he is inside, and inside is supposed to matter." Then the company starts talking differently. Not about mentorship, not about developing junior talent, not about building the next generation. Now the words are efficiency, flattening, transformation, AI-first agent workflows, resource allocation, headcount discipline, and then the calendar invite hits. 15 minutes, manager present, HR present, no agenda across the office, Slack icons start going gray. People walk out with cardboard boxes, the future has arrived, and it has a badge deactivation script. This is what AI layoffs actually look like. Not a robot walking into your cubicle, not a chatbot taking your chair, a memo, a restructuring, a spreadsheet, a budget meeting. Meta reportedly planned major workforce cuts while pushing harder into AI infrastructure and AI-focused work. The exact numbers matter less than the shape. People out. Open roles gone. Survivors move toward AI. Capital keeps flowing into compute. This is not a company stopping. This is a company reallocating. Less payroll, more infrastructure, fewer humans, more machine capacity. That is the spreadsheet version of a warning shot. When companies say AI transformation, do not picture one robot replacing one worker. Picture a CFO moving money from people to systems. Payroll becomes flexible. The GPU cluster becomes strategy. The worker becomes headcount. The machine becomes the future. At first, Wojak thinks he is next. He watches people leave. The senior analyst with 2 kids, the designer who trained him, the manager who said the team was safe, the contractor who disappeared from the org chart before lunch. Then his manager leans over the cubicle wall, not a supervillain, not a genius. Just a normal corporate middle manager with a coffee mug, a dashboard, and a phrase he heard from leadership. "Good news, you're safe," Wojak exhales. Then the manager keeps talking. "We need you on the AI transition team." That sounds like survival. It sounds like status. It sounds like Wojak adapted. Other people got boxes. Wojak got a project, and for one ugly second, he smirks because he thinks the question is about them. It is not, it is about everyone. The manager opens the deck. Slide 1, AI transition plan. Capture workflow, label edge cases, correct model output, document exceptions, reduce dependency, review headcount. The manager smiles. "Yeah, if you could document the judgment calls you make every day, that would be great. Also tag the cases where the AI gets it wrong. And explain why it was wrong. Just so we can improve the system. Nothing to worry about. You're safe." This is where the quiet part becomes policy. Shopify CEO Toby Lutke told employees that before asking for more headcount and resources, teams need to show why they cannot get the work done using AI. The Wall Street Journal framed it as no new hires unless AI cannot do the job. That is the new corporate question. Not, can this junior employee grow? Not, can we train him? Not, can he become valuable in 5 years? The new question is colder. Can this seat be defended against the machine? And Wojak is being asked to help answer it. His new job is simple. Correct the AI, label the edge cases, rewrite the bad outputs, explain the workflow, build the checklist, standardize the exceptions. Every time the model fails, Wojak teaches it why. Every time it guesses wrong, Wojak gives it the answer. Every time it misses context, Wojak adds context. Every time the AI produces garbage, Wojak cleans it up and feeds the cleanup back into the system. That is not just work. That is transfer. The junior job used to be the training ground for humans. Now it becomes the training ground for the model. No corporate language, no sugarcoating. This is how AI makes you its bitch. It lets you survive the first layoff so you can help build the second one. For a while it works. Wojak is useful, important, even. He knows the workflow. He knows the exceptions. He knows which reports always need cleanup. He knows what the AI keeps missing. The dashboard says workflow capture 41%, then 63%, then 78%, then 91%. At first, the AI needs him for everything. Then it needs him for review, then only for exceptions, then only for approvals. Then the dashboard asks the question no manager wants to say out loud: why is Wojak still in the loop? This is why the junior worker is exposed. The expert may survive longer, the principal engineer, the staff architect, the person with deep institutional knowledge, the person who knows where the bodies are buried. But junior work is different. Junior work is often first drafts, tickets, cleanup, test cases, summaries, dashboards, simple code changes, documentation, QA support, operational glue. That is exactly the work AI eats first. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei warned that AI could wipe out half of entry-level white-collar jobs and push unemployment to 10 to 20% in the next 1 to 5 years. He also said companies and government need to stop sugarcoating what is coming. That is not a random warning. That is the latter. AI does not kill the expert first. It kills the path to becoming one. And if the ladder breaks, the company still wants senior people. It just stops building them. Then one morning, Wojak gets the calendar invite. 15 minutes, manager present, HR present, no agenda. He already knows the same hallway, the same cardboard box, the same careful voice. Your role has been impacted, and somewhere in the system, the model he trained keeps running. Maybe it writes the FAQ, maybe it drafts the internal announcement, maybe it updates the workflow documentation, maybe it helps the manager explain why the team can now operate leaner. Wojak does not get replaced by AI on day one. First he survives, then he trains it, then it comes back for him. That is what AI layoffs really look like. Not one robot replacing one worker. A survivor class teaching the machine how the company works. A dashboard learning who is still necessary. A budget moving from people to compute. A junior worker realizing too late that safe did not mean protected. It meant useful for now. A normal layoff says the company cannot afford you. An AI layoff says the company can afford the future, just not with you in it, and that is the humiliation. Not just losing the job. Losing your place in the story. You were told AI was your assistant, then you were told to train it, then you were told to trust the process, then the process learned your job. And finally, the machine did not even need to fire you, the company did, because the machine made the question obvious: how many humans do we still need? That word "still" is where the knife goes in.